She betrayed me while I was busy building our future in my head, all the while she was slipping away with some guy from her office. When I found out, I didn't shout or throw things, I didn't even argue, I just vanished. I'm Jason, 29, and I'd been with Mia for a little over 4 years. We lived together, shared our bills and our bed, and I honestly believed she was my forever. Everything in our lives was woven together, our friends, our daily routines, even the dreams we talked about at night. But a few months ago I started noticing cracks. Mia began staying late at work more than usual. Her phone was always turned face down. She'd giggle at messages she refused to explain, and when I asked what was going on, she accused me of being paranoid and said I didn't trust her. I let it slide until one evening when my entire world shifted. She'd left her email open on the laptop we both used. I wasn't looking for dirt, I just needed to check something for work, but there it was, an entire string of flirty messages with a guy called Ryan, her new coworker, hotel reservations, receipts for nights when she'd told me she was out with girlfriends, photos, too undeniable proof that turned my insides cold. It felt like my chest was folding in on itself. I didn't cry, I didn't yell, I just closed the laptop and sat there for hours completely numb. That was when the idea came to me, not to get back at her but to get away. I stayed quiet, I kept watching and waiting, and when she left town for the weekend to see her family, I made my move. I packed only what was truly mine, my clothes, my watch, my laptop, my essentials. I didn't bother with the furniture or things we'd bought together. I didn't want reminders, I didn't want a fight. I blocked her on everything, my phone, my socials, gone, no note, no explanation. Just a clean break. I disappeared completely. I heard bits and pieces from mutual friends later. When she came home that evening, she found the apartment half empty. My side of the closet was completely cleared out, the drawers were empty, and the bathroom shelf held only her things. She tried calling me over and over, but every call went straight to nowhere. Her messages piled up undelivered. She even called my parents once, hoping they would help. My mom answered just once and told her calmly, Jason is fine, but he does not want to talk. For days I stayed quiet. I did not reach out, I did not respond, I just stayed gone. Then Erica, one of Mia's closest friends, sent me a message asking if I was okay. She said Mia was losing her mind. I told her I was fine, that I knew about Ryan. After that, Erica never replied again. I found out later that Mia had been pretending she had no clue why I left. She went around telling people I just walked out. She cried, told everyone she was scared, heartbroken, that she did not understand, but I would not let her spin her story. I sent a few screenshots to close friends, not to be petty, but so they would know the truth. They deserved to know why I left without a fight or a goodbye. After that, people slowly started turning away from her one by one. The constant messages stopped, friends stopped coming around, even Ryan, the guy she cheated with, started avoiding her. He could not handle the mess. She tried changing her story again, said we had been drifting apart for a long time, that I was distant, always busy with work, that she felt lonely. But the people who really knew us remembered how I was with her. They knew I never let a day pass without showing her I cared. They knew how many times I put her first, made plans, checked and kept my promises. I did not walk away because of one mistake. I left because she shattered my trust, and when that is gone, there is nothing left. For 2 months I stayed silent, no contact, no arguments, no explanations. I moved into a small apartment on the other side of the city, just a quiet place, no shared memories, just space to breathe. I was not angry anymore, I was not broken, I was just done. But Mia could not let go. She kept asking around, trying to find me. She sent long messages to anyone who would still listen, asking where I was, if I was okay, why I would not talk to her. She still did not understand why. One day it all changed because of one photo a mutual friend posted, a group picture, just friends laughing, holding coffee at my favorite cafe. But in the background there I was sitting at my usual spot. The next morning I sat there again, laptop open, coffee beside me, same time as always. I felt someone standing behind me, and when I looked up it was her. Mia, hair done, makeup perfect, dressed like she was going for an interview, her eyes wide like she could not believe I was real. Jason, she said my name, her voice was shaking. No hello, no apology, just my name. You just left, she whispered, no warning, no goodbye. People in the cafe were starting to turn their heads to see what was happening. I did not want to create any kind of scene. Sit down, I said in a low voice. She slid into the chair across from me, still staring at me like she was seeing a ghost. Her voice cracked, after 4 years together you just disappeared like I never mattered. I kept my voice steady and calm. You know exactly why I left, Mia. She Shook her head slightly, her lips trembling. You could have talked to me, you could have let me explain what I asked, trying to keep my voice down. Explain how you were sleeping with Ryan while I was busy planning our next vacation, or was it just about feeling something exciting again? Her eyes filled up with tears. It was not like that, you were always working, we were drifting apart. I raised my hand to stop her. That is enough, I am not here to let you twist the story around to make yourself feel better. She looked wounded, but I refused to play along. Then why did you ask Erica to check on you? She fired back. Why do you even care if I am okay? Because I am not heartless, I told her calmly. I did not want you to completely fall apart, but that does not mean I owe you anything more. I do not owe you another chance. You made your choice the day you cheated. I just finished what you started. A few weeks passed after that day in the cafe. I thought that would be the last of it. Mia finally stopped trying to reach me. Our mutual friend stopped bringing her name up. Life was quiet again. I put my energy into my work, my health, my own peace. Then one night out of nowhere I got a message from a number I did not recognize. It said, "Hi Jason, this is Emma, we need to talk." I stared at that message for a long time. Emma, it was not Mia's new name for me. No, that did not make sense. Then it hit me. Emma was Ryan's ex-girlfriend, or at least that was what I used to think, but that was not right either. I read the message again, my stomach twisted. Emma was actually Mia's old friend, someone she had not spoken to in years. But why would she be texting me? I replied carefully, asking what this was about. She answered almost immediately, "It is about Mia. Tomorrow at 3 in the afternoon, Riverwalk Cafe, please come alone." I did not know what to expect, but my curiosity got the better of me. The next day I got there early and chose a quiet table in the corner. Right at 3 o'clock she walked in. She was taller than I had pictured her. She carried herself with a calm confidence. There was no ring on her finger. She looked around the room until her eyes landed on me. Then she came over and sat down. "Jason," she asked, her voice calm. "Yeah," I said. "You are Emma?" She nodded. "Thanks for coming. I know this is unusual." "It is," I said honestly. "So why are we here?" She took a deep breath. "I am not here for Mia, and I did not come because she asked me to. She does not even know I reached out to you." "Then what do you want?" I asked. "I needed to see the man she still talks about all the time," she said. "That caught me off guard." "She talks about me?" Emma nodded, looking right at me. "Even after everything, you are still stuck in her mind. She cannot move on from what happened." I stayed quiet, not saying a word. "I am not here to defend her," Emma went on, "but I have watched her completely fall apart in ways I never thought she would." I leaned back in my chair and listened as Emma told me about how the affair started, how I found out and disappeared. She said Mia never saw that coming. She thought I would yell, maybe cry, maybe forgive her. I let out a small sigh. "Then she never really knew me." Emma gave me a sad smile and said, "That is exactly why I wanted to talk to you." She leaned forward, her voice lower now. "Jason, did you ever tell her how much trust really meant to you, about your past and your boundaries?" I thought for a second. She knew enough. I told her my parents split up because of cheating and lies. I told her I do not believe trust can be repaired once it is broken. Emma nodded slowly. "But she always thought your love for her would be enough to fix it. She believed you would fight for her." I shook my head. "She made her choice and I made mine." "I understand," she said, "but I came for a reason too. She needs to let go of this idea that something is still left between you, and I think you do too." "What idea?" I asked. "That there is still something unfinished. Somewhere deep down." I think we both knew. There was always this thought in the back of our minds that maybe if the timing had been better, or if the right words were said, things could somehow go back to the way they were. I stayed quiet because honestly some small hidden part of me had wondered the same thing. Could I have done something differently? Emma went on. "I think you are still carrying the burden of her betrayal, wondering if walking away the way you did was really the right thing." "It was," I said, but my voice did not sound as certain as I wanted. Emma looked at me kindly. She told me how you were always good to her, how you were thoughtful, loyal to the very end, and you were. She broke that trust, but the way you vanished, it shook her to her core. "Shock is not the same as regret," I said quietly. Emma agreed, "but healing will never come from punishing her forever or punishing yourself either." She paused for a moment before saying, "I did not come here to convince you to get back with her. I actually came because I wanted to thank you." I raised my eyebrows. "For what?" "For showing me what real loyalty and love look like." Mia did not appreciate what she had, but watching her lose it showed me what I should never settle for again. She stood up to leave, then looked back at me. "I hope you find peace, Jason, real peace, not just an empty silence, and when you are ready, I hope you let yourself love again for real." She walked out and I sat there for a long time thinking about what she had said. She was right. I left to protect my peace, but somewhere in that quiet I had locked myself into the past. Maybe it was time to finally move on. 2 months later I really thought it was over. Then my phone buzzed. It was a group message from Isla, one of our old mutual friends. It was an invite to a rooftop engagement party, a small private event downtown. I read the names Mia and Lucas. I just stared at my screen trying to process it. Mia was already getting engaged. I scrolled up wondering if this was even meant for me. Then I realized it must have been a mistake. I was probably still saved in some old group chat. Isla had just forgotten to remove me. I knew I should have ignored it, but I could not. I stared at that message the entire day. My mind kept spinning. Who was Lucas? How long had they been together? Had she really moved on? By midnight I had made up my mind I was going to that party not to cause trouble. I told myself I would stay calm. I just needed to see her one last time to know if any piece of me still cared. I ironed a new shirt, shaved, looked sharp, but underneath I felt strange, not because I loved her but because I did not know if part of me still hated her. I showed up a little late, around 8:30 that night. The rooftop was glowing with fairy lights, soft music, people laughing. I walked up to the hostess and said, "Jason Cole, I am here for the engagement party." She checked her list and shook her head. "Sorry, you are not on the list." Of course I was not. Then I heard a familiar voice behind me. "Jason, what are you doing here?" It was Isla, glass in hand. She looked shocked. I showed her my phone with the invite. "I got this." Isla's face dropped. "That was not meant for you. You should not be here." People had started to turn and stare, and then through the small crowd I saw her, Mia. She was standing next to a man in a navy suit. Lucas. I assumed they were laughing with some friends until she saw me. Her smile disappeared. Lucas noticed too. He placed a protective hand on her back, did not say anything, just stayed by her side. She looked at me stunned, and for a moment I saw something I never expected: shame. The hostess was already calling for security. I heard her whispering into her headset. Isla grabbed my arm. "Jason, please do not make a scene. She is finally happy now." I nodded. "I am leaving." Before I turned I looked at Mia one last time. She was surrounded by people but looked so small. Lucas leaned in and said something in her ear. She nodded slowly. They looked stable, comfortable, like they really were building something real. I looked at Isla and said, "Tell her congratulations and tell her I hope she is truly happy this time." Isla's eyes softened a little. "She is not the same girl anymore, Jason." I gave a small smile. "I am not the same guy either." Security walked me to the elevator. They did not throw me out, but I felt like a ghost on my way home. I stared out the cab window, and for the first time I felt like the door really closed. There was no big argument, no dramatic ending, just seeing her living her life with someone new made it clear it was over that night. My phone buzzed one more time. It was Emma. "You heard she is engaged?" I replied, "Yeah, how do you feel?" I waited a long time before typing back, "Free." I was not angry anymore. I was not jealous or sad. I just felt free, like I had finally put down a heavy bag I did not even know I had been carrying. Mia's betrayal had crushed me once, but I had let it define me for too long. It was time to let go. The next morning I called my sister. "I think I am ready," I said. "Ready for what?" She asked. "To really talk about it, to move on." She was quiet for a second, then said the words I needed to hear. "Come over. I have been waiting for you to say that." So I did. That day something inside me shifted. For the first time I felt myself heal, not because I found someone new but because I forgave myself for letting her live rent free in my mind for so long. We all make choices. Mia made hers, I made mine, and now I am choosing peace, not empty silence, not revenge, not regret, just peace.